Hey there. Hey, Ben. How you doing there?
What the
Hey.
fuck? Hey.
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 Welcome to the HotBox.
Welcome.
This is episode 3, and this is the first episode that Ben is off of his tolerance break. So, bear with me. How's it going, Ben?
It's going good.
Yeah? How's it feel, being back on the Mirror 1?
It feels. I don't know.
How would you compare your first time smoking? What was it, yesterday, day before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Day before.
So you were clean for like a month and a half?
I was going on 5 weeks.
Alright. So how did it feel? Like, how did your tolerance change? What did you go through, like, during that time? What was it like?
I don't know. Since I was trying to, like, slow down before, so I would take, like... I took, like, that week off and then kept going.
Mm-hmm.
So, during that point, I kind of got used to being sober, which was honestly kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the first time getting off of it from, like, smoking every day.
Mm-hmm.
But during the month, it was kind of easier. And now, especially since I just turned 21.
Yeah.
So, like,
You could just drink.
Yeah, I can go out and get my own stuff if I need to.
True.
Like, and not much, like, a beer at the end of the night, because during the week I don't eat, like, too much.
Mm-hmm.
Except for tonight.
Except for tonight, when we went out and ate Panera Bread, and we all ate too much bread and pasta.
Yeah, seriously, just, oh my god.
It was very good, though.
Yeah, it was, but, like, the wrong combination.
Mm.
Bread with a side of bread.
Bread with a side of bread.
And soup.
Means you're dead.
You're dead, kid.
You're dead, kid.
I know there's, like, a ton of thing wrong with wheat.
Well, yeah.
Like, to the body.
The current wheat we have, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's over processed and it's made so that it lasts longer on the shelves. And that just like brings it down. Like, it doesn't... It's not as good for us, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
I can't remember what the specific strain of wheat is, but they do have, like, a pure wheat strain that could be, like, comparative to the wheat they had in, like, the 1830s.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Would you think it would just be the same, like...
Nope, not at all.
Why couldn't we, like... Why couldn't a farmer make that kind of wheat today? Like, because we essentially have the same components as we did in the 1830s, right?
True, but a lot of farmers buy high-yield seeds so that they get more crop and faster growth. And those are the seeds they buy, are the new seeds that have less nutritional value but grow faster. And basically, it was because of, like, I think it was like World War I or II. When there were so many famines after the war, the United States decided to be like, hey, all you farmers, grow as much as you can, and the extra we'll pay you a lot for. Subsidies. Government subsidies. So basically, that's the government's way of saying, like, okay, we're fine. This country won't run out of food in a pinch. Like, we will be okay for a bit. You know, if war happens, it won't be like everything, like people dying by the millions.
Yeah, which is
what happened in Russia after World War II, and I think World War I as well, because they didn't fare well in either of them.
True, but I don't remember them, like, having direct battles in Russia too much.
It was on the Western Front.
Yeah, mostly. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. They didn't get pressed for territory too much.
No.
Obviously, I mean, they kept their size.
Well, it's just because Russia's so fucking big, and the northern part of it is almost impassable because there's so much snow and, like, just intense environment.
Yeah, that's why Russians are crazy.
True. Fair enough. Do you want to know about another crazy person I read about this week?
Absolutely.
Okay. This article's from the New York Times.
Okay, fancy.
Town mute after 30 years about a bully's killing. Basically, this town of Skidmore had a problem with this guy, Ken Rex McElroy. He was just a dick to everybody. And the day before he is shot to death, he shoots, like, a storekeeper in the neck just for being an asshole. So this guy's, like, a fucking dick. Accused of, like, beating his wife and shit, and, like, all that.
Yeah.
The town asshole.
Okay.
In the middle of the town, day after that, he's being a dick to some guy in a truck. He's, like, getting a shotgun, and out of nowhere, he just gets shot. In the middle of the town, everybody sees who it is. You know, it's a fucking flat-out murder. But nobody talked about it. Everybody, it's estimated between 30 and 45 people saw the murder face to face.
Wow.
It was in the middle, it was like in the busiest town, or the busiest street in town. And a lot of people saw it, and nobody spoke who had killed them.
Wow.
Yep. The only person in town that, like, said, like, oh, that guy killed him, was his wife. And, like, they didn't, like, convict him. Nothing happened to him. Everybody still stays silent. 30 years later.
Wow.
Yeah. Isn't that fucking crazy?
That's bonkers.
So it says, the killing was a shocking end for a notoriously brutal man who had terrorized the area for years, with
That's
seeming
so
impunity
fucking
from the
crazy.
law, until he was struck down in a moment of vigilante justice. It was also the first major case for a young county prosecutor not far removed from law school and just months on the job, who said he was confident the case would be closed soon. And it's still open. Case is never closed.
It's open?
Craziest part, that prosecutor is about to retire, and it's his only open case.
What the fuck?
Mm-hmm. And it's just been open his entire career. And he's just like, I've made my peace with it. It won't close. Those people won't talk. We've asked them many times. Nobody has spoken a word.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And the guy that was, like, thought to have done it is dead now.
Fuck.
Yeah. So, like, even if it was that guy, don't matter.
That's some shit. Oh my god.
That's some Wild West shit, and it happened in the 80s. Here's the guy that got murdered. Doesn't he just kind of look like a jackass?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. He kind of looks like...
You could see him just, like, being drunk often.
Yep. Definitely.
Like a real asshole in public.
He's kneeling down next to his dog, which is a big-ass greyhound. Like a built-looking greyhound. And he just has, you know, those 70s, 80s sideburns. And, like, the kind of medium-length hair. And he's just a big, meaty man. Just looks like one of those guys. Anyway. That is when I found out about a dead guy.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Shit. I mean, you kind of get it.
Yeah, like, I totally get it. Like the article said, vigilante justice.
Yeah, like morality's sake. Like,
but holy shit, the resolve of the townspeople to keep their mouth shut for that long just because that guy was that much of an asshole. Like, damn.
that's some shit.
That is some shit.
I've been drawing the map too, or D&D stuff.
Oh, cool.
Like, I kind of just want to do from scratch. I don't want to, like, read off of a thing, because I feel like it'll be better with how much I can just improvise, because with the guides, I don't think it would be good to, like, railroad them too hard.
So, have you ever ran a D&D campaign where you've
I've never run a D&D campaign.
Oh, so first time running a D&D campaign.
We're all virgins.
I've played Pathfinder a couple of times, but no D&D formally.
And I've played D&D, I can count on my fingers.
Yeah, the amount of times.
Yeah, but like every time it's fucking awesome.
The people that did play D&D in my high school, I really didn't gel with.
I mean,
you know,
like as long as you keep it fun, like it is.
For sure. I'm excited to do the D&D campaign. I'm excited to see what you're building.
Mm-hmm. So, weed is kind of crazy.
What about it?
I don't know.
Why is weed so crazy?
'Cause, like, there's so much evidence that it has positive effects on people.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, the more time it spends being illegal, the more we find out more
information.
About it. And it still stays, like, federally pressed.
Yeah. It's bullshit. It sucks. But my hope is just that one day it'll all be over. And this will just be stories for our children.
I mean, this is, like, kind of a historic part in
the
history.
Times,
like,
they are a-changing.
You can tell that in, like, 30 years, this is going to be a time that people will be like, so, how's it? Oh, those people grew up in, like, this time.
Mm-hmm.
So, they all have, like, these opinions.
Like these, yeah. The way we think of other older generations.
Yeah, like your grandparents growing up during the Reefer Madness.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, how long are those opinions gonna stick?
Right.
Then
2 generations.
Yeah,
basically.
and then the things that we have. I just need to take deep breaths, 'cause, like, dude,
that's the way she fucking goes.
Dude, I only take like 2 or 3 hits and I'm chopped.
You're just chopped.
Seriously, it's crazy.
Well, I took a dab before we did this, so I'm pretty good from that. And then I'm smoking out of this new pipe I got, and it has a metal triceratops grafted to it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pretty cool.
That is.
I always like new pipes. Just a nicer hit. You don't taste like all the res that's built up over the years. Like my other pipe is 3 years old now.
Yeah, and then it just gets like uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Really gotta take care of it.
This one I'll be sure to scrub out all the time.
I mean, there's also like weed etiquette.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like we don't abide to it enough, but we really should.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
so you're saying, like, from the point of view of somebody who, like, just isn't a fan of weed.
Yeah, like, keep it appealing. Like, pieces clean.
Well, something that doesn't bother me, but I think bothers a lot of people, is the smell.
Yes.
Because it can be very pungent. But
especially
to be honest,
if you're not a smoker.
Like, I smell it, but I don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I smell it when I want to, but I don't just smell it all the time because it's just so natural.
Seriously. But I remember when I first started smoking, that was the thing that kept me away from it the most.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the smell made me gag.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I don't know, I just kind of have a weak stomach to, like, abrasive feelings.
Yeah, certain smells.
Mm-hmm. It was like, oh my god, the fridge the other day.
That was disgusting.
It really was.
We neglected our fridge for 2 holidays, and it did not fare well.
We paid for it, but we got so much space in the
our fridge is
now.
clean now.
I mean, we just get kind of lazy. We got to be more on our shit about that.
Trying to be. I'm trying to be more on my shit about that.
What
kind of the dishes today?
Yeah. What kind of methods do you use to stay productive?
Mostly I just get like either angry at myself if I don't do it, and then that just makes me a mad person, and I don't like to be a mad person. So I use that as motivation to be like, all right, you fucking idiot, just go do your shit quick and then get it out of the way.
For sure.
I usually tell myself I'm a bitch if I don't get out of bed in the morning. That helps too.
Such a negative.
I don't know. People have normally always been hard on me in my life, so I have to be hard on myself because it's the only thing that motivates me now. It sucks, but it can be a very powerful tool when you use it correctly, and that's what I'm aiming to do.
Yeah, I kind of see it like whenever I'm trying to be the better me, I'm kind of like, okay, now, like, what would the good you be doing right now?
Yeah.
Like, you would be getting up.
Yeah, like I could do this or I could fuck off, but I'll do this.
Yeah, it's like, okay, gotta, like, do some shit just for a while, and then you can reward yourself, like, later.
Right.
When you're done.
And that's the best way to do it, is just to give yourself small rewards. Because it's the little things in life that make the difference. And if you think you're going to be happy every day of your life, you should just stop yourself there, because it's not going to happen, and you shouldn't strive to be happy every day. You should strive to be content and okay with your day on most days, and then you will still have some really fucking great days, and you'll have some really fucking bad days, but it's all going to even out in the end.
You take the good with the bad.
That's right.
And sometimes you even need to, like, give yourself more good days. If you need to, like, take a break from things.
Some responsibility that you have that's, like, just weighing on you.
Seriously.
Or,
like, splurging out a little bit to buy that extra thing that makes you feel good. Yeah. Going somewhere, being outside, like, taking the time for things that you enjoy.
And that's a big help.
That's important.
Yep. Just getting up and going out. Leaving your house at least once a day will make you a more productive person.
Absolutely.
Because if you stay inside, you're going to just feel contained within the house. You won't want to leave because it just feels like more of a hassle to leave.
If you can
try
dedicate,
to find an excuse.
If you can dedicate like 1 hour out of the house just to go do anything, like,
even if it's just a drive to go get gas for your car.
Yeah.
You've done something. And that's helping future you.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So it's just like, it's not hard. You just gotta get up and do shit.
I've been thinking about waking up even earlier just to, like, read a book in the morning. Because I know I'm much more productive early.
It's good to have some productive time before work because it makes you work not harder but better.
Yeah.
You don't feel as groggy or as slow.
You've done some pre-gaming.
Right. Exactly. That's exactly what it is. Like last night I only got like 4 hours of sleep. So I'm tired as shit right now.
Dude, same.
But, you know, because I had to work early. But, you know.
I got like 5. You went to bed at like
probably
2?
Yeah.
Why? Why do you do that to yourself?
So,
you need sleep, brother.
No.
No, you do though.
I do, but there's an excuse.
Excuses.
I started watching Avatar.
Okay.
Watched 2 episodes. The 3rd episode started. I thought about stopping it, and then I saw it was the series finale, and that's a 4-parter. So that is an hour and 20 minutes long, and then so I stayed up and watched that, and I finished Avatar: The Last Airbender last night.
Bro, you should have stopped.
I should have stopped, but it's really good.
It is.
And I'm glad I finished it, because then I can just move on to something new.
True.
And I didn't want to stop in the middle of, Sozin's Comet.
You could have, taken space and then appreciated it. I mean, how many times have you watched through it?
I've already seen Avatar: The Last Airbender at
twice.
least 3 other times.
Yeah, there.
So...
I don't know. That's kind of back to the self-control stuff that we've been talking about.
True. Knowing when to stop.
Mm-hmm.
That's for sure.
This book that I'm reading, the War of Art.
Yeah.
It's really good. It talks about identifying resistance and the forms that it takes, and noticing what's dragging you down,
and just ditching it.
Yeah, just kind of flipping it and being okay, I should,
what should I do extra to
I should use
this?
that nagging voice as a compass. It's telling me to not do this, so I know that I really have to. Right. The worse you feel about it, the more you should do it. And then the better you'll feel at the end.
That's exactly how I was trying to explain how I feel. That sounds exactly like what I internalize.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
It's very self-rewarding. I also listen to philosophers talk about starting your day positively, and then it gives kind of a chain reaction to it. Having a clean room just to
definitely
absolutely, because that really sets your mind, because your room is your space.
Your room is your palace.
Yeah. And if it's messed up, that's a state of your mind, because you put little knickknacks around just for you.
For sure.
Things on your wall, it's yours. So if it's fucked up, you just
feel fucked up.
Yeah.
And you're just in disarray because of it.
That's an animal thing too.
That's some feng shui shit.
I mean, fucking fish organize those fucking craters.
That planet Earth shit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously. Birds do that. It's just a thing.
Birds build nests and houses.
Decorate.
Yep.
They'll put certain stones in places.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty interesting.
I don't know, the habits that humans, which are animals, share with other animals.
Speaking of animals, I cannot hold this any longer. I need to tell you about this.
Oh shit.
I need to tell you about the tanuki.
Okay.
The Japanese raccoon dog.
You got very serious.
I've done a lot of research. Far too much for my own good. So if you don't know what a tanuki looks like, imagine the Super Mario Bros. 3 game case. That's the Tanuki Mario suit. So a tanuki looks like that, except not a Mario inside of it. It's got big black eyeballs and a cute face with stripes on it and shit.
Doesn't it sometimes have symbols on its stomach?
In folklore, yes.
Wow. Okay.
So this particular species is only found in Japan. There are other species of raccoon dogs, but because of its long fur and the size of its stomach and the location, this tanuki is considered an isolated species. So it's kind of considered its own pseudo species.
Kind of like a mule.
Yeah. Kind of. Yeah.
Huh.
So I described what the tanuki looks like. The Mario suit, fucking 2 beady black eyes, kind of like a ring-nosed face. The folklore, however, behind the tanuki is much more interesting. Because the Japanese people just they just put weird shit everywhere. You know that. And they have entities called yokai, which are like folklore monsters, creatures, or people or places that have like a specific story to them or have some like historical significance.
It's their kind of
their like pop culture almost. It's kind of cool. So the Bake Danuki is the spiritual name or supernatural name that has always been depicted as a strange, even supernatural animal. The earliest appearance of the Bake Danuki in literature in the chapter about Empress Suiko in the Nihon Shoki written during the Nara period. And it says, in 2 months of spring, there are tanuki in the country of Mutsu. They turn into humans and sing songs. So, that is one of the traits that a tanuki has. It can transform into whatever the fuck it wants to. Plus, it can become invisible if it wants to. And it can possess people. So it's very interesting. So,
but can it beat Superman?
It can't beat Superman.
Okay.
No. What the fuck? Superman is all powerful.
It's the ultimate question.
The legendary tanuki has 8 special traits that bring good fortune. Many statues of tanuki exist in Japan and include these traits. A hat, to be ready to protect against trouble or bad weather. Big eyes, to perceive the environment and help or make good decisions. Many of the statues have a sake bottle that represents virtue. Or they even have big tails that provide steadiness and strength until success is achieved. This is the best one. And the one that, when I told you I was doing this research, you mentioned. An oversized scrotum that symbolizes financial luck.
Oh.
They also come with notes that represent trust or confidence, and their big belly that symbolizes a bold and calm decisiveness. And they always have a friendly smile. So they're happy little guys.
That's creepy.
Yeah. The legendary tanuki is reputed to be mischievous and jolly, a master of disguise and shape-shifting, but somewhat gullible and absent-minded. And so here I have a bunch of famous specific tanuki. So like a specific like
name.
This guy here, you know,
yeah.
Like the guy in this village. Soko tanuki. This tanuki was disguised as a teapot belonged to a monk named Shukaku, and it boiled tea that would never run out no matter how much one draws from it. So it was just a fucking tanuki that turned itself into a teapot and was like, free tea.
Great.
Tanuki Bayashi. In Edo, as one of the 7 mysteries of the town, there were sounds of a drum that came from nowhere and can be heard in the middle of the night. So it's just somebody playing a bunch of fucking drums in the town, and they're just like, ugh, that fucking tanuki. They just blame it on shit. Yeah, it's like weird.
Okay.
Like, they literally, the Japanese people are so crazy about these yokai. They have one for the wall you hit when you're running and you feel like you can't go any further. And it's a literal wall. It's a wall with arms and legs. Oh. And he just, like, comes after you when you're running, like, jogging and shit. That's one of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like, I know I can run further, but this wall.
This physical yokai wall is stopping me.
Oh my god.
Yeah, right? Okay, the next one is the Oh boy. Jubako Baba. It is said that the old Tanuki would disguise itself as an old woman with a jubako, which is like a triple tier, like super fancy bento box with like a bunch of goodies and shit in it.
Wow.
So she like has one of those, and she's like an old woman, and then, while she's saying as a Jubako Baba, old woman with a jubako, do you need a treat or not? And then give it to the person. When they open it, it's just a rock. That's it. That's that one. And then this one is
great.
Yeah, they're just fucking pranksters. Just like, haha, you got a rock.
I gave you it.
I gave you a rock. Bye. Akadenshu. In the middle of a night, it would disguise as a child disguised in a red denshu. It's just like a sleeveless hooded thing.
Okay.
Who insistently begs to be carried on somebody's back. So it'll just like come up to you and be like,
Yoda,
carry me. And then once it climbs onto the person's back, it just like starts punching them on the shoulders. So again, these guys are just dicks.
Fucking what reason?
No reason. They're pranksters, that's why.
Jesus.
Kasasashi Tanuki. During times like raining evenings, it would disguise itself as a person with an umbrella and invite people. When a person who doesn't have an umbrella goes under their umbrella, it is said that they'd be taken to an unbelievably out there place. It just dimension hops you. This Tanuki is just like, oh, you want to come under my umbrella? It's raining. And once you get under the umbrella, you're just in somewhere else.
Bro, what if that was when people found magic mushrooms?
Right? And they're just like, oh, little umbrellas.
Whoa.
Mushrooms do look like umbrellas.
Huh?
That's true. Fair.
Ooh.
So those are the famous Tanuki that I liked the most.
Those are wild.
Yeah, those were really crazy. Now, because you mentioned it specifically, I wanted to give you some info on their balls. The comical image of the Tanuki having a large scrotum is thought to have developed during the Kamakura era, where goldsmiths would use pelts of Tanuki for the process of hammering gold nuggets into leaf. Due to the actual wild Tanuki having disproportionately large testicles, a feature that has inspired humorous exaggeration in artistic depictions, and how gold nuggets share homophone with testicles in the Japanese language. Such associations would come to mimetically link them together into its folklore image tradition of being a creature with wealth and whimsy. Tanuki may be shown with their testicles flung over their backs as traveler's packs, or using them as drums. As Tanuki are also typically depicted as having larger bellies, they may be depicted as drumming on their bellies instead of their testicles, particularly in contemporary art. So basically like Bubba Grunt.
Yeah.
And I, last but not least, wanted to include this Tanuki schoolyard song. Tan tan Tanuki's bollocks, even without wind, they swing, swing. So kids sing that in the playground.
Dude, Japan is just so weird.
Japan's so fucking weird, man.
Their culture developed on an island before they knew that others existed.
Right? The legend of, like, the Tanuki is, like, hundreds of years old. Thousands, even.
It's fucking crazy.
Like, it's on scrolls from, like, fucking so long ago.
Dude, well, they think it's funny to shoot fingers up your butt.
That's true. They do think some pretty weird shit is funny.
Like,
they're just a different place.
Like, I had a teacher who went there, and he said that the kids think that is, like, the height of comedy.
What the fuck?
Like, seriously, the height of comedy.
They just think that's so funny.
Yeah.
That's crazy. What the
They,
fuck?
like, really hurt
I thought that was
someone's
just
butthole.
something on Naruto.
No.
What the fuck? I didn't
No,
know that was
that's
an
like-
actual thing.
That's,
Holy
like,
shit.
huge. That's, like, huge for kids.
That's really weird.
Yeah.
I learned a thing. Thank you.
Japan is really interesting. Chris is gonna get deployed over there.
Yeah, that's right.
That'll be fucking cool. Cause, God, I think that's a 10-hour difference, so that's like half the day.
Yeah. That'll be really hard to keep in touch.
It's like, it's 10 p.m. here, but it's 10 a.m. over there.
Right. Like it just doesn't work out
I mean,
sometimes.
you might get night shift, you know?
Oh, true, and then you guys would be on the same schedule
Mhm.
pretty much. He'll have super good internet over there too. Shit.
True. Oh my god.
Damn.
I was looking at ways to go over to Canada,
Mhm.
and like, there's a train from Milwaukee to Toronto for like $125.
That's not too bad.
Seriously.
That'd be fun to go to Canada.
Mhm.
How long is the train ride?
It's 20 hours.
Ooh. So that's like a sleeper cabin.
Probably.
It's gotta be.
Yeah.
Interesting,
I mean,
though.
you're spending like the whole day.
Yeah. That's awesome.
That's across like 300 miles though.
Yeah.
Like 340
That'd be
something.
fun, man. I've been on a train before, but I've never been on one for long distance.
Me either. I've never been on a train before. Well, I mean, like
Aside from, like
small ones.
Yeah, small ones at like railroad museums.
Yeah.
And shit like that.
Mm-hmm. Nothing like traveling. I've also never been outside the country.
Come to think of it, nor have I.
It's a bummer. I've been a lot of places in the States, but not like extensively, just more passing.
Right, not specifically going, but just passing on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we vacationed in blah.
Right.
I mean, I sort of remember Hollywood in California. That was pretty fun.
Yeah, I
That
bet.
was dope. My parents took a lot of trips outside the country though.
Where'd they go?
They've been to Germany. They've been to England. I don't know. That's mostly where they go outside the country. They went to they took an Alaskan cruise.
It sounds like fun.
Mm-hmm.
Alaska is beautiful.
I don't know. They want to go to Thailand next year, and they want me to go.
Dude, Thailand's super cheap.
Yeah.
It's not very expensive to vacation there.
I've put a lot of thought into it, just like to save up for
That'd be
next
an
year.
adventure, man.
For sure.
Yeah, just don't get like malaria or some shit.
Yeah, but we also, like, my godfather has been on a mission trip there for like, I don't know, past 5 years or something like that.
Oh shit, so
Longer.
he's staying over there?
Yeah.
Cool.
But so he like knows the
He
area.
knows the stuff.
Yeah, so it's like invaluable.
Nice.
It's like, oh yeah, no,
You'll
this
have a
is
guide.
yeah, it's like this is an attraction. It's like I hear great things about this.
Cool.
Speaks the language.
Where in Thailand? Do you know?
You know, I don't.
That's still really cool. I would
Mm.
love to visit another country.
And that our like dollar's so strong there.
Mm-hmm. I think I'd like to see Australia the most. Australia would be really fun to go see. The coast,
Mm.
I wouldn't go.
Chris told me a story about one of his friends who got stationed over in Australia, and there were like girls waiting at the docks, and they were just throwing eggs onto the ship. And then his superior was like, crack one open. He opens it to number.
That's funny.
Yeah, because like,
They like American men.
yeah, a lot.
Mhm.
And I also hear that there's like the balance isn't 50-50 over there.
Yeah, there's more women than men.
Yeah, but it's at such a degree, maybe like, I don't know, 70.
Is it like Czechoslovakia, where it's like 60 women to 1 man?
Is that seriously like the Czech?
It's not. Probably not Czechoslovakia, but I think it's like some Russian area, Eastern Europe country, has a really, really low male to female ratio.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Russian mail order brides, bro.
Is that a thing or is that a myth?
I think it used to be a thing. I don't think it's a thing anymore.
Like when?
I mean, it very well could be.
I mean, like...
But I think, like, in the 80s when shit wasn't as, like, public.
Like, I want to hear about the...
Imagine, like, some lonely-ass dude just living out in the middle of nowhere.
I want to hear about the celebrities. Like, nobody thought it was been like, fuck it, I'll get a hoe. Like, I'll get a Russian bitch. Like, why not?
Yeah.
I'll just buy a wife.
Just buy a wife?
I don't fucking care.
I feel like that's not morally correct. I don't think... You know, because, like, actors care about their public image for the most part.
True.
I'm trying to think of any actors that don't.
I don't know. They're all kind of intertwined in the business, so they kind of marry each other.
Right.
A lot.
They're all, like, real good-faced individuals normally.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's the few that have their issues, but...
I mean, I feel like the ones who make it are passionate about what they do, so they are giving with their wealth.
Right. Exactly. You're Leonardo DiCaprio type.
I hear he does, like, a bunch.
Yeah, that's what I've heard, too. I think, Ben Stiller does a lot for charity as well, I've heard. And, obviously, fucking Oprah and shit.
I forgot the celebrity. I think it might have been, like, Justin Timberlake, who, like, they live in a greenhouse. Like, solar panels. They have a wind turbine.
That's
like,
really cool. Hanging
up on their shit and, like, decked out with just, like, as much green as they can.
Damn. They should bring cribs back.
I mean, I don't know what channels, because I don't really watch TV anymore, but there are cool shit where it's like, let's explore these nature abodes.
That's cool.
Which I love that kind of shit. There's one where they help people make houses off the grid.
Nice.
Just with, like, natural shit. I saw they made one with, like, wood but packed mud around it, because it's like, oh yeah, just perfect insulator.
Yep.
It's totally fine.
Definitely.
Like, fucking...
It's the way people used to build houses.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I remember watching a documentary, and then they had,
It's just faster the way we do it now.
Well, yeah, in longevity. But it took them, like, a few days.
I'm sure.
I mean, it wasn't huge either, but, like, I mean, comfortable.
Sizable enough to live in.
Yeah, for sure. And then you have the space around it, too. I remember watching a documentary, and they recorded, who was it? Like, Eskimos making their igloos. Because, I mean, there are still, like, few tribes still
There's
up
still Eskimos or Inuit people living up there off the grid.
But they showed how they even, like, they carved out ice and made a window within it, because it's totally... You make fire in there and the heat stays, because the ice is so cold on the outside, it just keeps all it does is smooth it on the inside.
Right.
I'm pretty sure they, like, poke a hole around the inside just so, like, whatever does drip just gets in a trough. sort of deal.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
And like while you're making it, you can get so much carved ice just to pack into a big bucket so you can boil it for good water.
True. And I think that's generally pretty fresh water up there anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So. I mean, especially like when you boil it, it's fine regardless.
Hell yeah. It's a brutal place to live, though. I wouldn't.
My God, I couldn't.
I fucking hate the winter here.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even that bad. Hell, it was like 50 today.
It would be interesting for sure. But, I mean, like, pampered me thinking, like, oh yeah, I could spend like a week.
Yeah.
Like, but
probably not.
But there's not even an opportunity to be like, well, I'll just take 1 week in Antarctica.
Oh yeah, let's go to Antarctica for 1 week and live like Eskimos. Let's do it.
That'd be rough.
No, yeah, I wouldn't do that.
I mean, I know those research people rejoice when it gets to like 0 degrees. They're like, oh my God, it's like summer.
Yep. I would never be normal again if I did that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, seriously. I don't know, where would you go if you would think that it would be like changing, like a changing experience?
A changing experience.
You said like Australia.
Yeah, I'd like to go to Australia because I don't know.
Do you think you could live there indefinitely?
I don't know. I don't know about living in Australia. It's kind of hard to picture myself living somewhere else because I've only ever lived here.
Exactly.
But I have pictured myself, living somewhere else in my mind only. I've thought about California. I've more recently thought about Colorado.
I've more thought about Colorado.
I think Colorado's climate is more like the climate I'm used to now.
Mm-hmm.
Because in California, I would probably live on the coast. And they hit quite a few 100-degree days last summer. And fuck that. That's way too hot.
Yeah.
So Colorado seems kind of cool.
I mean,
it's in the mountains.
They also have earthquakes, which is just
fuck that.
Yeah.
Fuck that. I've never been in an earthquake. I've never really been in any supernatural disaster besides bullshit snowstorms.
Yeah, and I mean it's close enough that if you really did want to spend a weekend, you could drive the 6 hours to hop over there from Colorado.
Right.
Yeah, I've definitely thought about Colorado too, but
yeah, it's not that far.
I don't know enough about
Nor do I, nor have I done the research.
Yeah, exactly, and I don't even know how you would go about doing that kind of research.
Well, it starts with one step. Make a plan.
Yeah, you look into it.
Yeah, make a 5-year plan. Could do it. 5-year plan to move Colorado.
It wouldn't be too hard to. Well, I mean, it kind of would, but it started out with kitchen jobs.
Yeah.
Knowing anywhere will.
Well, that's a good skill. Yeah, exactly. That bartending, any trade skill is always needed in a town.
Anywhere.
Like a butcher. Every town needs a butcher, no matter what. Plus, butchers make good money.
I didn't know that. I've always thought about that kind of stuff. I couldn't kill an animal.
Dude, I was talking to a butcher's apprentice the other day, and he makes $36,000 a year now. He's my age. He's 21.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Wow.
And master butchers make upwards of 75, 80 grand a year.
Huh.
Holy shit, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy. That'd be that's a good steady income. I don't want to be, I would love to be balling out. Love to. But I don't need to.
For sure.
You know what I mean? I would just need, I think, fucking 70,000 a year and I'd be okay.
Like, whatever you're happy with, really.
Yeah, I want to live comfortable.
Absolutely.
So, it's just the journey of finding a job to do that.
Oh, butcher sounds kind of nice.
Yeah, you just handle meat all day and you just butcher the meat.
Like
That's something you wouldn't be too bad at.
I couldn't kill an animal, but
You could cut the meat up.
Yeah, I'm fine carving one up.
Yeah, okay. And as a butcher, depending on what you do, if you worked in a grocery store, you'd just be carving meat.
Yeah.
You wouldn't kill any animals.
That's true, too.
You know?
Like, the whole time.
It's not dirty business.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. There's a thought.
Maybe my next job. I'm kind of counting on this woodworking stuff because from what I see, or what I have seen from the shop, I think that I could learn some good skills for the future because, I mean, construction's cool too.
Mm-hmm.
Like my sister makes, she makes furniture sometimes, and it's really, like, interesting to see how it turns out, especially how her style goes.
Yeah, everybody needs somebody to build furniture. Because no matter how much people like IKEA, you need steady furniture that's going to last.
But, like, you can just do that as, like, a weekend job. If you have
you can
setup.
learn how to do it if you have the right tools, for sure. And like, that's all it takes is starting.
I kind of kick myself because I don't give myself enough reasons to go up and visit my sister Bree. Because I just get kind of bored.
Right.
Like, I love the kids and everything, but it's like,
I want to go see.
I want to go see a movie. It's like we do one thing a day,
right?
Kind of thing.
It's just a small town. There's not much to do, even less to do than what's here.
Yeah, exactly. But it is kind of fun. But she says that she has a shop that they do some of their stuff at, and I've seen it. It's pretty nice, but I haven't done any work in there, which I would
could just be like, hey,
to.
Can you teach me some woodworking?
Mm-hmm.
Help me with a project or something.
I would need to dedicate time. Yeah, but I would need to dedicate time to make it up there.
Do it for a weekend.
I think definitely with this new job coming up, if I can schedule more BioLife stuff, which I decided to wait. I'm going to go Monday because...
Okay. Yeah, because I heard...
Because they have that weird-ass schedule.
And you can do, you can get, a bunch of money this month from BioLife. Yep, that's what I was told.
I mean, yeah, they kind of have, special, deals that go on sometimes where it's $50 every time instead of...
It was, $300 total you could get this month. That's pretty crazy. Yeah, it would help a lot of people pay off shopping bills.
You make $70 a week for 2 sessions, an hour each. Fuck it. Why not?
Yeah, as long as you're a healthy person.
If you're healthy enough, it's not hard.
Giving plasma's no bullshit. I mean, just don't go every week for a fucking super long time, because then you'll just have holes in your arm and look like a meth head.
No, they poke the same hole each time. It's just
Yeah, but you'll have a real fucking nasty big hole in your arm.
I mean, mine is still there, but it's not
I'm saying...
Gazing.
Dude, I'm saying somebody goes every day a week.
You can't...
Twice a week for 20 years. That's what I'm saying.
That's weird, yeah.
Because I've seen my aunt did that, and she has a fucking hole in her arm.
Fucking lumps.
Gross looking, yeah. You get those weird, bulges and shit. Yeah, that's what that is.
Because it needs to heal.
Gross.
Alternate arms sometimes if you can. It's not very comfortable, but you really should.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck it. You keep it on for an hour after or whatever. I mean, I guess I have thick blood because my shit clogs up pretty quick.
Oh.
I don't need to keep my bandage on for that much longer. Plus they wrap it
super tight.
Yeah, like a cast.
Yeah, it's supposed to, so it doesn't bleed a lot.
But I think they'd do a good job. I've heard some horror stories too, but like I've never experienced any.
I've never been to donate plasma. Not once.
It's pretty chill. You can just like dick around on your phone. I've brought a book, but that's kind of hard because you can only have like one hand to operate.
Yeah, that's why a phone would be nice.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Books on phone.
Yeah, you can do that too.
Yeah, I used to have like a few.
Definitely. I think it's time for some music.
I would agree.
This week, for our minute of music, I am going to play the song Desert Eagle by Felly. Because this past week, my friend Asia and Johnny were like, hey, fucking Desert Eagle by Felly is lit. Play it. And I did, and I was like, fucking, this song's great. So here you go.
I think they coming for my freedom. They wanna call me Desert Eagle. A bunch of egos, I don't feed them. No, they gon' love me, then they leave them. I was playing on a C note. It made my baby bend down real low. Look at my sneakers, sweat they real though. Puffin' illegal, yeah. You starting drama, I'm like, bitch, give me this. Another bitch, give me this. I got some problems with myself, I put that shit on the best. Boy, is you crying for some help, you better go and attack. You see them tugging on your belt, you put yourself on the map. Think I need Jesus.
Alright, that was fucking Desert Eagle by Felly.
Good shit. I like his flow.
And I love his beat style, too. It works so well together.
He keeps it jumpy.
He keeps it bouncy, and it's hard at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's bouncy, but it's not floaty.
Yeah,
Definitely.
But a lot of his other music is definitely, like, he has a Jamaican kind of influence where it's, like, very chill, like, bumpy. Yeah. Gotta, like...
bump your head to it.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely
really good.
That's why I like Felly.
I don't know. I kind of wanted to ask you about your character on here.
On D&D?
Yeah. Because what kind of stuff were you thinking about for... Well, first, introduce your character. Or do you want me to go grab it?
Go grab the character sheet.
Okay.
Okay, so we were talking about my character.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, my character is a high elf wizard named Grigo-san Wakahome. My background is an astronomer. So I look to the skies for my magic. Anything else you want to know?
I mean, don't give me, like, stats and bullshit. Like, tell me how you envision your character being. Like, where does he come from? What's his deal?
You want to look at the fucking...
No, I want you to tell me.
book I drew? I drew his staff and I drew his book. So, he prays to the god Hadar, who's a celestial being.
I like it.
Who gives him powers of corruption and, eventually he'll be able to travel through gateways and shit. And I haven't really, fully fleshed out his background, but I've just kind of, thought of him as, a man who has been studying for a while, knows his spells and shit. But now, just fuck it, I'm going out.
How do you think you're gonna play him? Maybe sullen or arrogant, maybe.
A little bit arrogant, but mostly like a decent person. Basically arrogant because I'm a high elf and I like think I know everything, especially when it comes to like astronomy and shit. So yeah, I don't know. He's like a celestial wizard.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what kind of spells you're rocking?
Oh, here, let me read off my spells for you. I have some pretty dope ones. My spell that is in relation to the deity that I worship is called the Arms of Hadar. And then it does like necrotic damage, and then there are like these tentacles that like pop out of the ground and like fucking grab onto people and like burn them and shit and like make them rot. It's fucking dope. And then I have like acid splash. So I just produce like an acid bubble, like throw it at somebody. And then I chose like a flame spell. So mostly like just destruction based shit. But I also have mage hand. So I can grab shit, whatever.
Yeah, that's always good to have.
Yeah, exactly. So, like a utility spell is always useful.
It's a cantrip too, isn't it?
It is, and it's as per my class, I can choose one cantrip that literally never runs out, and I chose mage hand.
Oh, that's great.
Because I don't wanna have to just like if I need to use mage hand in a utility way, I don't wanna have to spend a level to cast it.
Well, I mean, cantrips are something that you can just like
do automatically,
off, right, whenever. Right. But like, yeah, I do think you do need to like you have a certain amount.
I have
a
special efficiency with it.
Yeah. But that's good too, because as a wizard, you really want to like be back away and not like
away from everybody and not
and still being able to like affect things. Cause
right.
Do you know the distance on that?
Which?
Mage hand.
Mage hand is up to 30 feet, and it can lift 10 pounds.
That's great, because you could use that instead of like using a movement action.
Right.
You know?
Exactly. Or if I need to like grab something that's far away, it's perfect. Or open a doorway or something.
Can I slip that out of his pocket with mage hand?
Right. Exactly. I also speak Celestial and Abyssal, as well as Goblin, Common, and Elvish.
Smart dude.
Smart dude knows 5 languages. Yeah, that's traits of being a high elf wizard.
This is gonna be interesting because
I'm excited to jump into this.
Yeah, because we got kind of an uncanny party with a barbarian and a monk and a wizard. Yeah. Because I don't even know what kind of monk he's gonna be playing. If he's like religious or...
Can we talk about how he spec'd it? Because I wasn't here. Like, what did he, what path did he choose to go along?
I don't really know.
Oh, you just let him do it, and he didn't really, let you in on any of it?
I think he wanted to go more of the, Goku style.
Definitely. That's dope.
Yeah, because they have, Avatar, Ninja, or, Thousand Palm, Kung Fu.
Master.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Monks are pretty dope, because they're
versatile.
They use ki.
I just hope he took, some healing shit for us, because I don't have any.
You guys can learn stuff, too.
Yeah, I know.
Plus, potions.
True.
But
potions and resting.
I'm pretty sure he knows lay on hands.
Okay.
Instinctively. I think he should play, half healer.
Yeah.
Because Jack's not going to be able to.
No, and Jack's just he's our bodyguard, basically, the big dragonborn.
It would be cool if you took like one at a later level too, just so 2 out of the 3, because usually parties are like 4 to 5 people.
I was thinking about doing it, yeah.
So like it'll be interesting to scale back. I think it'll work better because it'll keep the rotation flowing fast.
Yes, and people won't get as bored.
Which I hope people don't. Like, I want this to be fun.
I think it will be, as long as we all just keep concentrated on it and the story is compelling and shit.
Yeah, I kind of want, like, I feel like they're not going to be as, like, involved, which, at least at first, but I know that's going to play against
once
it.
Once everybody gets the hang of it, it'll be okay.
Yeah, because I want people to, like, build and add to the world.
Right.
Like, oh yeah, that person,
the legend of this person.
Yeah. And even, like, especially stuff from their backstory, because they can make that up, and then I need to make that work with the world that is already created. So it could even be some dumbass shit, like, Jack's character's name is Balzac.
That's funny. I don't mind that, though. It makes the game funner.
Absolutely.
And, like, why not fuck around with it? It doesn't have to be serious all the time.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be serious at all. I mean, especially with how we kind of run shit, just goofy.
Yeah.
I hope this sparks some inside jokes.
Good. I hope it does, too.
And this will be some nice stuff.
Well, when do you think you'll have it ready? Do you have a date?
Not really. I just gotta, like, work on it.
Yeah.
I've been struggling to sit down and do stuff, but now that I've decided to not, like, sit down and read a book, because I know the rules. Plus, we can just kind of fucking wing it, but knowing where to look up if we do need to find something quick, but...
Well, we have the rule book and all that, so it's all good.
Exactly, like, we have it here, but, I mean, I listen to enough podcasts and just forever that I know the basic shit. It's like, do this, this kind of affects it, so advantage or disadvantage, or it's like, what's your stuff for that?
And it's mostly up to the DM.
And I mean, like, all the monsters are pre-made. I just want to be prepared enough for campaigns, because I know some tips I've been reading online is, like, have some extra fights on the side that can just spontaneously pop up whenever, because just, like, if shit's getting dull on a travel or whatever,
if you're just walking around for
or like we haven't fought in a while, we've just been talking to townspeople,
right? That's kind of boring after a while. You want one fight a session at least.
For sure. Even if it's just like, okay, but like tying it to the story too.
Yeah.
Like, not just having it be like, oh,
5 rats attack you.
Yeah, goblins come out of nowhere. You slay them all, and they say, like, fuck you.
Right.
It's like, no, they were sent from, like, this place or that place.
Yeah, like, you're able to question one of them. There's always a reason for something.
Absolutely.
Something to advance the story.
So I've been giving myself time doing that, like, during breaks at work, which are infrequent. But, I mean, I'll have half-hour lunch tomorrow. It's just kind of how it's been going.
Well, it's not so bad. You're done with that job soon and on to the next one.
And, they actually scheduled it. They scheduled it well because when I accepted, I told them 2 weeks notice, so then they scheduled it for, like, a Wednesday. Because that's when I accepted the job and said that I would turn in my 2 weeks. So then I talked to my job, and he's like, okay, so you're working until the 24th? I was like, no, I think I start that day. So he's like, so what, do you think the 23rd? And I'm like, well, it'd be dumb to just come in for a Monday. He's like,
Yeah.
So, you want the Friday before? I was like,
fuck it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
I have a long weekend.
Yeah, so I just have a long weekend now.
That's not so bad.
Yeah, not at all.
No, definitely not.
Especially giving myself that kind of, like... It'll be nice just to say, like, oh, I'm done, and I can
take
just...
a fucking breather for a second.
And I've been enjoying that, like, yoga. We should do that again.
Yes, we should. Yoga is really great for fucking stretching out and shit.
Seriously, we don't...
Just makes you feel better.
We don't even do it for, like, the hippie...
bullshit.
Like,
honestly, I do yoga because at some point during yoga, I'm gonna crack part of my back, and it's gonna feel amazing.
Yeah. And in a spot that you just can't normally.
Reach. And it stretches out your shoulders after a long fucking day at work, like, when you're busting your ass.
It'll find those stretches that you can really feel the burn in, and it's nice to just sit in those stretches.
Yep. Definitely. There's nothing bad about just calming down and kind of meditating a little bit at the end of the day. I think that's what we should go do now.
I agree.
This has been the HotBox. Thank you for joining us.
Stay stony.
Stay stony.